What's up, guys? We're back with another Q&A. We're here to help you guys. We're here to do the best we can and give you the resources and the answers to make you the best baseball player possible. Today's question is sent in by James. Here's his question. What is the best way to improve exit velo and pitching velo? All right. So, question is how do we improve power? Okay. First thing I want to say is obviously you play both ways. Okay. You pitch and you play position on the field. So that means it tells me that you're a critical element, a critical player on your team, and that means a lot. So we need to make sure we're maximizing our potential. Okay. So the best way to improve your exit velo and your pitching velo is to get stronger. Okay, there is no way around it, no workaround. We need to make sure we are getting stronger. So if you are not spending time in the gym, in your garage, if you have weights there, if you're not spending time addressing your strength, then that is the first order of business. We need to get stronger. We need to become a force generating machine. Okay, that is task number one. We need to make sure we're not leaving any performance behind. Okay, we can't get better if we're not going after the low-hanging fruit, and that is simply by just getting stronger. Okay, this is a big takeaway that I want you to understand, and this is that strength is the vehicle for power. Without strength, there's no power. We need to develop that strength in order to have power. It is almost a waste of time. Okay, that's a little aggressive, but I'm being honest here. It's slightly a waste of time to be doing a ton of power drills, a lot of the sexy stuff, without having the right foundation of strength, because you're just you would become a better baseball player by spending that time you're doing power drills and focusing on developing your strength. Honestly, that is the fastest way to get better. After we've built that foundation, let's say, James, you're pretty strong now. You have a solid squat, a solid deadlift. You got a good number of pull-ups and stuff like that, just a good foundation. Then we can start talking about generating power. And power, real quick, is the ability to generate the highest rate of force in the shortest amount of time. So how much force can you generate in a short amount of time? That is essentially the definition of power. And when we think about that, we need to pick exercises that fit that description. Okay, and that's when we start looking at that those cool exercises we see with a lot of med ball force, a lot of med ball tosses with a lot of force behind them. So the next thing I want to say is that power in baseball is very plane specific. So you need to be doing and moving in your power exercises in the same manner in which you would be moving on the field. So in this case, we're thinking about rotational power drills. So I'm going to recommend two of them, okay? We're going to do a split stance scoop toss, okay? So you're going to take a look at that. And then we're also going to take a look at the pitcher shot put. So those two drills are incredible drills to help improve your power generating ability as a pitcher and as a hitter. So make sure you're improving your strength if you're not doing that. Once you're spending time addressing that, then we can start talking about generating power, a lot of force in a short amount of time in that rotational plane. So let's look into those drills now. Split stance scoop toss. So you're gonna get in a split stance. The back knee is gonna be down. I'm gonna be at a 90-degree angle from here. Hands are gonna be underneath the med ball. What that does is it focuses more on the torso, creating the movement and generating the force. Cool? So the torso is generating the force. So hands are gonna be underneath. You're gonna open up a little bit just so the thigh and the knee's not in the way. But from here, you're going to load and explode. When you go through that exercise, you want to keep your eyes on the target. That's going to help your shoulders and your head create some separation. And as you go through that, you're going to feel a nice long stretch through your torso. And that is essentially using some of that stretch reflex we've talked about in other videos. And then that's going to be very important as a pitcher. So make sure your eyes stay on the target. You want to feel a nice little stretch through your torso at the end range of the rotation, especially on the preload. The pitcher's shot put. This is a great drill to emphasize hip, shoulder separation and acceleration. And you're going to also be able to check in on your foot, your front, your landing foot, your stride leg, and making sure that you are not collapsing on the front knee, that you're actually keeping it fixed or extending through. So what you're going to do is basically your front foot is going to be as if you've already landed from your stride. Your back foot can be loaded, and what you're going to do is you're going to preload once and then go into the actual shot put. Cool? So this is very important because the preload, that initial rep where you're just simply loading, you're counter moving, is going to help create that stretch, and you're going to feel it through your obliques and your core. So again, front foot's pointed towards home plate, we'll say. You're going to load, and accelerate through. Thinking about using that stretching through your midsection to help accelerate the med ball through your target. Cool. So you want to make sure you're doing this on both sides. How many reps? The reps are going to stay fairly low, single digits. So we're thinking 5 to 7, but the goal is to keep the speed the same the entire time. So if you start to notice that you're tired, then at that point you should just rest. And that basically sets how many reps you should be doing. So if that happens after 4, then your sets are 4 reps. Again, repeat on both sides. You're resting a ton between your sets, and no more than 3 to 4 sets should take care of business. So that's the pitcher's shot put.